Hey everybody, welcome to our Monday night Zoom calls. I'm super excited. We have two amazing leaders from our team, Hannah Kern and Angela Moritz. They are full-time working their biz at the same time as working a 9 to 5. Being a full-time mom, having pets, having priorities, running other outside businesses. Their lives are crazy, but they're gold and they're senior gold. They're making it work. They're finding the nooks and crannies, and they have discovered little tips and tricks along the way to keep them centered, because prioritizing can be hard, kids can be hard, busy lifestyles can be hard. We all know about that. So I'm going to turn it over to Hannah. Hannah is going to share some tips. She's going to turn it over to Angela, and I can't wait to hear from these guys. So here we go.
Hey everybody, happy Monday night. Thank you so much for tuning on here. My name is Hannah Kern, like Emily said. Like I mentioned, if you were on this call before we got started, I'm going to try to not talk your ears off for the whole entire 30 minutes that you guys are here. But what my friend Angela and I have done is think about a few tips that we wanted to share with our friends to figure out how we have made this business work in our crazy, crazy busy lives. And literally the motto of my life is, ain't nobody got time for that. It's been my motto for forever. So we're going to be saying that a few times tonight, because ain't nobody got time for wasted time. And I've had this business in the palm of my hands for 2.5 years now. And it took some work to kind of figure out how I can make this work. I would have loved these tips whenever I first started, because I'm just going to kind of go into my background just to kind of give you an idea of who I am as a person, what I do full time, how I got started, and how I made this fit into all the nooks and crannies of my life. We hear that term all the time. I heard that term so much whenever I first started, but I also was hearing that term from someone who was a stay-at-home mom. They're like, you got this, girl. You can fit into the nooks and crannies. You've got time. You can make it work. What do you do during the day? What do you do at night? I'm like sitting back, kind of like, you have no idea what goes on in my day-to-day life. What nook and cranny are you talking about? First of all, I've never heard that term in my life. Second of all, we have completely different lives. My schedule is absolutely insane. So I'm going to get started and just kind of give you an idea of who I am. When I started this business, I was 26 at the time. My very first sip of the pink drink, though, was not as an ambassador. It was as a preferred customer back in 2014. To sum up my story, I was always exhausted, recently engaged, working full time, planning my dream wedding. I also own my own wedding business on the side, so I was planning other people's weddings, and I was thinking, how in the heck am I going to fit something else into the nook and cranny that they're talking about? I didn't even have time for sleep. So when I started the products just as a customer, I didn't want the business. I just wanted the products. I was exhausted. I was suffering from something internally that I knew was wrong, because a month before I tried the products, I was talking to my mother-in-law about going to see a holistic doctor because I knew something was wrong internally. My brother-in-law, unfortunately, had leaky gut syndrome. He had found out he was allergic to like 27 foods, and it was just crazy. But a lot of the symptoms he was struggling with, I had. And so I knew something was wrong. And then a month later, Emily Roberts came in my life. She had always been in my life since we were 18. We had worked at Texas Roadhouse together, but I really started seeing some of her posts. I had seen them before, but it never really spoke true to my heart until I realized something was wrong, became a customer, was just a customer for 5 long months until I realized this dream wedding is a little bit out of control. I need some help financially because I was planning my wedding on Pinterest and it was expensive. So I didn't want to sacrifice for my dream wedding, joined the opportunity, got all of my friends involved super early on, and was able to pay for my dream wedding in cash 9 months later. So this opportunity was working for me. And at the time, looking back, I was like, this nook and cranny that you're talking about, there's really no opportunity for me to do this. There is nothing, no ounce of minute in my schedule where I can fit Plexus in until I found a will. And when there's a will, there's a way. And so my why became not having to sacrifice for my dream wedding being able to pay for that out of pocket without taking out student loan or an extra debt because I already had student loans, going on a honeymoon without taking a credit card out for that. I didn't want to have to do that. Weddings, of course, are extravagant to begin with. Why not have a wedding without having the stress and burden of the financial stress that comes with that? So my journey started that way. I was silver in my first month, went gold in my first 5 months, and then I was gold for about a year and a half. And then I kind of had to do some soul searching and figure out where I could fit this business in. What am I doing wrong? Is it my leadership? Is it, am I too busy for this? Do I not have enough nooks and crannies like these other people have in their life who are promoting and going on these free trips and going to leaders retreat and getting their free Lexuses? What am I doing wrong? So I took a step back and figured out these 3 things that have helped me go senior gold and make this business work to eventually take me out of my full-time job to then only have 2 jobs, wedding planning and health and wellness. So the very first thing that I wrote down, and let's beat a dead horse, but consistency and sharing. But not consistency and sharing that same pink drink selfie you take every single morning on your way to work at 7 a.m. with the same hashtags and just a different shirt on. It's almost like watching that same infomercial over and over again at 4 in the morning when you're flipping through channels and there's nothing else to watch, but that same ab flexor comes on. All you have to do to lose 20 pounds is just put that little vibrator on your stomach and then you've got a 6-pack. It's the same thing, but you're doing it with your pink drink. So I had to start thinking of, let's work smarter rather than harder. What can I do to still consistently share every single day without being that annoying infomercial, without not adding value? Are you an infomercial where you're sharing the exact same thing every single day, and the second that you see somebody else post an amazing status, you copy and paste it and post it to yours? Or are you actually adding value that somebody can take away from your page and use to their own life or or relate themselves to? I had to start looking back at all of my posts, and about every other day it was the same pink drink selfie, the same thing Emily Roberts was sharing on her Facebook wall. And then I had to realize, Hannah, I don't have the same audience as Emily. Emily's friends and people in her life might be stay-at-home moms. That is not what I'm preaching. I am not a stay-at-home mom. I'm just a mom to 2 beagles, and that's about it. But my life is so different, and so are the people that surround my life. The people in my life are in their 20s, have full-time jobs, are probably exhausted like me. So I think I had to take a step back and think, okay, let's create 2 posts, one at 7 a.m., one at 7 p.m. about Plexus. Everything else needs to be consistently sharing about my life. What other types of value could I add that's relative to health and wellness? That's not my pink drink selfie, but that somebody can look at my page and think, wow, I need to start following Hannah because she's offering some really good information. Like, what types of food should I stay away from that's going to cause inflammation? What are the benefits of avocados? Who's not obsessed with avocados, right? I'm obsessed. I eat them for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everybody loves avocados. If I don't know if you do or not, but the majority of my friends do. And I was sharing things like that. And not to share my pink drink selfie every single day, I kind of stepped back away from being that annoying Plexus salesperson and that annoying infomercial and started adding value. So consistently start sharing value and things about your life that people will enjoy. I'm the funny girl. People can go to my page and find funny humor and sarcastic banter, value about health and fitness, health and wellness, Plexus. They can find things about where me and my dogs go to the dog park on Saturday. So those types of things are relative to my brand. You just need to figure out what's relative to yours and what value you can share with the people that are your audience watching your every move. Okay, so that's number 1, consistently sharing value. Number 2, you guys have to find a routine that works for you. I did a Facebook Live for one of our teammates in Sidelines, Kelly Garcia. She asked me, not Kelly Garcia, I'm sorry, Jen and Taryn and Jennifer Brett. And I guess that it was just great information. Emily and I created this list and this routine of what I do with a brand new ambassador every single time. Because like I said, ain't nobody got time for waiting around to seeing what the next ambassador needs or what I shared with this ambassador. Oh my gosh, this person added joined my team 3 days ago. What have I shared with them? What else do they need? I was lost. We were growing like crazy, and I was losing track of the information that my team needed. And with a working schedule and being a wife and being a dog mom and owning my own wedding business, I was like, I need a routine. If you don't have one, you guys can use mine. So Emily and I created this, and I shared this with a few of our sidelines, and their team loved it. So this is what I've created for my team. It's called the New Ambassador Checklist. It's a rundown of what you should do from the first second they join your team to the second or third week of their journey. Everything else is kind of up to you based on if they're really interested in working the business, and that's going to kind of be contingent upon that certain ambassador, whether they're running their feet or running their mouths. Got to figure out which one they're running. So the first 24 hours, my routine that I started using when these new ambassadors joined is 3 things. First 24 hours, number 1, walk them through the back office and show them where the main points and main tabs are that they're going to need. For instance, what the dashboard is, where they can create their pay portal account, their information, and then their shopping tab, where they can change their convenience order and where they can add more products if they want to try something else. Basics. Let them play around with it themselves. If you spend 2 hours in the back office, they're going to probably get overwhelmed. So that's the first thing I do. The same 24 hours, add them and welcome them to your team page. My team, I pride ourselves on the amazing culture that we have because everyone is so welcoming and loving, and they link arms with each other as soon as people join. They add people on Facebook. It is such an amazing space, and it makes our new ambassadors feel so at home. We call ourselves the Freedom Dealer family, and people really feel that, the sense that they get when they join our team. So add them to the team page and make it the biggest deal possible, just like they won the lottery, but even though they did it because they're going to have to kind of work their butts off. But anyways, make them feel that whenever they first get started. Number 3, I send them a new ambassador welcome blurb. So it's something like, hey, welcome to our team page. We are so excited that you are here. And this is kind of like in a private message. We are so excited for your journey, for you to get started on these health products and get healthy with me. Here are a few videos I want you to kind of just dabble around in until you get your products, because there's going to be like a 3-day or 4-day lull until they get their products. Give them something to do. Keep that excitement fresh. The worst thing you can do is share excitement as soon as someone joins your team and then not talk to them or hear from them for 5 days, and they're kind of like, what's going on? What did I just join? So it gives them something to do. So these videos that I added are the Plexus product videos, the compensation plan, what to expect when you're taking your products. I see a few of you guys writing, so I'll kind of slow down. And then the last but not least, 2 of them, I share Emily's Diamond documentary. I say, this is my really good friend, Emily. We met, 10 years ago, and she worked her way all the way to the top. Look where you can be. Take a look at that video. And then last but not least, the color personalities. I don't go into detail about what that is. I'm just like, hey, this is a really fun test to kind of figure out what color you are. If you tell me your color at the very end of the test, I'll tell you mine. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, I'm yellow, I'm red. And so we just kind of share what that is, but I keep a running list of what they are so that I can be the best ambassador and sponsor ever and share with them the information that will relate to how they like to learn. Okay, so that's just kind of what I do, the new ambassador checklist for the first 24 hours. The next 72, I'm going to try to wrap this up because poor Angela is like waiting on pins and needles to talk. The next 72 hours, as soon as they get their success kit, dive into the success kit with them. That's my number 3 tip. But this is kind of within this first 3 to 4 days after they get their products. Give them the what to expect blurb, like, hey, detox is a great thing. I talk to everybody about diarrhea and nausea and vomiting possibilities and migraines. That way we can celebrate together as soon as they get a headache. They text me, I got my first headache. We're like, high five, that's amazing. Instead of, oh my gosh, I have a headache, Plexus sucks. So those are the types of things that I like to share with them. 3-way chats with your sponsor and your new ambassador, just to kind of get that cohesiveness going in the team. They want to know who's behind all the videos that's being shared in the team page. So get them linked together, and then schedule a time for you guys to do the grand announcement post. I make sure the day they get their products, they do that grand announcement post. This is something that they can share on Facebook that's not salesy at all. It's just like, hey, I am so excited to get started on these health products. My friend Hannah shared with me. It's helped her with A, B, and C. I'm super hopeful it's going to help me with the same thing. Who's ready to try them with me? There's like a 60-day money-back guarantee to try. And they post a pink drink selfie. And they're so excited. They get comments on day one. They have people starting three-way messages. It's just amazing. So those are the things that I do with my team. And of course, we schedule launch parties, which takes me into my last tip, which is initiating the success. Like I said, ain't nobody got time for waiting around until someone's like, Hannah, I am so ready to do the business and post on Facebook every single day and get out of my comfort zone and go diamond. None of us ever hear that, okay? We never hear that unless you're like a crazy red personality like myself. And I'm like, Emily, let's do this. I need some money for my wedding. Where do I start? For the most part, it's probably going to be someone who's a little bit timid who just wants to try the products out for a little while until they get their results, right? I initiate the success for them. I'm a red personality, so I don't take no for an answer. I don't want them to go days or even weeks without hearing testimonies or sharing their story with a good friend or starting a three-way chat to see how I talk about the products and how I share my story. I initiate the success doing 4 things. Launch parties for my team the day they get their products and we go through the success kit together. I schedule, hey, let's do a launch party on Facebook. I'll host the entire thing. I'll create a cute little graphic for you. Here's a blurb you can actually message your friends to get them interested in tuning in live. There's going to be free products. It's really, really fun. What day are you free? Next Thursday at 7? Perfect. It works for me too. So launch parties is a really good way to initiate that success for them. Three-way chats with their potentials, their friends, three-way chats on Facebook, three-way chats on the phone. I do this and I'm asking, hey, you mentioned that your friend Sarah has headaches. Is she free tomorrow night for us to do like a quick call? Because I know these products can really help her. I am initiating that for them because if we just kind of wait around for these people to promote and go silver and gold by themselves, they need direction. They have no idea what they just dove into. They have no idea how to talk about these products. They need your help. So just initiate that for them. The last 2 things is a success kit. Dive in. We go through all of those steps together. And last but not least, sip and seize, those types of things. I hope those tips helped you guys. I tried to sum it up really quickly. It's already 8:18. Sorry, Angela. I know Angela has amazing tips to share with you, and she's going to want to get started. So thank you guys for listening. I got to jump on a launch party, actually. So I'm going to leave you guys, but Angela's going to take it from here. Thank y'all.
Okay, let's see. Can y'all hear me? I just want to talk to y'all today and introduce myself first. I'm Angela. I'm a Gold Ambassador with Plexus. I started about 2.5 years ago. I was formerly with Advocare. I was drinking like 3 to 4 Sparks a day on top of Coke, like 4 a day, and coffee. So I got introduced by my upline, Carla. She brought it over one day and she let me try her sample. And I went ahead and ordered. I ordered as retail. And first week I noticed like tremendous changes. I was down 5 pounds. I was like, I'm going all in. I'm going to be an ambassador. Had no idea that I was going to work this business. I was really just signed up to get it at wholesale prices. And then I, started while I was working full time. So I was working full time at my job, I would think, for like 1.5 years. And 3 months into Plexus, I got laid off due to the oil going down. So that was huge that I was already involved in Plexus. I was already a silver ambassador after my first month. I went gold 5 months later after joining. And then I was able to stay home with my daughter. She's 2.5. Now she's back into daycare because we bought, a house, a boat, lawnmower, and we have land and stuff to pay off. So I decided to go back to work. So I am working full time, have 2 kids, and I do a photography business on the side. So needless to say, I am crazy busy. I'm like working while I was watching Hannah tell about her stuff. I'm editing on photos. I literally stay so busy. So trying to work Plexus into going back to work when I had all that free time, I know the struggle. Like, I didn't realize how, like, because I'm more involved in Plexus now than I used to be. So when I was working previously, I was just posting every now and then. I had a little bit of a team, but not much. I got my team whenever I was really staying at home, when I had all this free time. And so going back to work, it has been, trying to figure out how I can incorporate Plexus and my side business of photography. So basically what I do, how they always tell you to reach out to, 3 to 5 people daily. Well, not every day I'm able to do that. So what I've decided to do is do power hours. I do 3 to 4 power hours a week. And basically that's say like at my lunchtime, I get an hour break. So on that lunchtime, I eat while I literally work my business. I literally message my upline, but all my downlines. I reach out to all my level ones. I post to my team page. Now I always try to post to my team page in the mornings too. Before I go to work, it just helps out and it gets everybody motivated for the day. I reach out to my potentials. I do my follow-ups. I literally try to follow up every other day with potentials that I have messaged. So literally just setting aside an hour a day, and it doesn't have to be just one full hour. You can break it up to 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 30 minutes. I just like to do it in a whole hour because I get so much done, guys. Like, you have no idea what you can accomplish if you literally just put yourself like in a place where you can literally work your business for a straight hour. I promise you, you can message like 50 people if you really wanted to and talk to them about Plexus and just ask them how their day is. Really building relationships while I'm working these power hours has been so much huge like success with my business. Another thing, like, that's another one of my IPAs is follow up with all my potentials. Even I don't just follow up my potentials. I follow up my level ones. I follow up with all my customers. I check on them weekly, sorry. And just check and see how they're doing. If they're having any issues, if they want to try out a different product instead of the one that they're on. So I do this all in my power hour, guys. And it's been really working for me lately. And because I'm telling you, it's hard. You literally just have to make time. Anytime I'm at work and I just have some free time, I'm not just scrolling on Facebook just to scroll. I literally see like what people are posting during the day and see like who's struggling like throughout the day. Like, hey, I got something for you to get you through the day. Trust me, if I did not have Plexus, I don't think I would be able to work full-time, come home to my child. I mean, my 2-year-old is just beyond me. Like, she doesn't sleep. She goes to sleep at 11:30 at night. And I'm running off like 6 hours daily of sleep. But thankfully, Pro 5's got me covered. Also, my other thing is I invested into an IPA book. I have 2 of them. This one is one of them. My other one is actually at work since I do them at work, but it literally just tells you basically what to do. Like, reach out, add 3 new people, reach out to one of your level ones, reach out to one of your inactive level ones. It tells you to wish everybody happy birthday that day. It's like literally step by step of what you can do to like work your business. So I literally do that while I'm doing my power hour. So I'm making sure I make 3 posts a day. I'm making sure that I make a post in my team page. It's been really beneficial for me because I feel like it's a structured guideline for me to follow, and I'm doing really well with that. And the last thing that I've been doing is reading self-development books. I've read GoPro. We're about to start reading Get Over Your Damn Self. Excuse the language, but reading a self-development book is just, it's going to do wonders for you, not just in this business, but you personally are going to grow and you're going to see growth. I know that Plexus has made me really open up and come out of my box and get out of my comfort zone. And it's been a blessing for me because, I mean, I'm saying, like, if I didn't have Plexus then when I got laid off due to the oil field, then I wouldn't have been able to really afford to help with our wedding, to help, you know, gosh, buy diapers or buy extra stuff for our kids. I mean, it's truly been a blessing. I mean, making what I do as a gold ambassador now, I mean, it truly helps. And we get to do so much like extra things. And it just keeps me sane, guys. But that's all I have to share for y'all tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining in. Hannah, I guess if you're on, I guess if you want to end everything. Thank y'all so much. Where is she?